Okay, now what you want to do?
Now I'll put, that was 3/4 of a cup of stevia added to 2 sticks of softened margarine and a teaspoon of vanilla flavor. Now I will take and pack down 3/4 of a cup of light brown sugar. Add that.
Why did you pack it down?
To make sure I get a precise measurement.
Okay.
Then cream.
So in other words, no heaping spoonfuls, just got to pack it down.
Yeah.
Because of the consistency of the sugar.
Well, you want it to caramelize in the cookie. That's what helps make your cookie chewy for some or crunchy for others. Just depends on the amount of time you bake it. That's creamed real good. Now, I want to add my eggs. One egg at a time.
And then as always, we'll sanitize the counter afterwards.
And I will put my eggs down here. I do not want them on the counter. I need to wash my hands. Be right back with you. Now, you want to bust the yolks. And as you'll see, I'm not using a mixer. I guess I just... The more love you put in the cookies, the better they taste. And it will start off soupy.
Just make sure you get your touch the clumps off though, right?
Right. And you do that by taking your spoon every time and pressing it towards the bottom.
So we can't use our Craftsman 10,000 immersion blender on it. Just good.
You can. Like I said, the more elbow grease and love you put in it, the better the cookie.
Cool. And this is something you decided to make on the spur of the moment, wasn't it?
Yes. Okay, now that's my dry ingredients. My wet ingredients, I'm sorry. And a lot of people like to put baking soda and salt and everything. Well, I can't have a whole lot of salt, and I am a diabetic. That's the reason I use the stevia. And I'm going to add 2.5 cups slowly of self-rising flour.
Now, instead of using self-rising flour, you could add the flour, all-purpose flour with the baking soda.
You could use the all-purpose flour, that's right. And it would be 2.25 cups of all-purpose flour. And then you would use a half a teaspoon of baking powder and a teaspoon of salt. That was 1, this is 2.
If you want me to take over, I don't mind.
Oh, got it, thank you.
So as you see, a lot of times we work together on projects. Tonight I'm just holding the camera.
And see, your batter will get smooth.
So now you need another
half a cup. And that is it for sure. Flour. Hand wash break.
And no, we're not in a war zone. Channing's playing a war game in the background, so we're not being shot at. Don't worry, don't you fear. Underdog is not coming to help us. So we're just in the kitchen. There's always something going on with us. So please do not call 911, okay? We're A-okay.
And as you stir it, it becomes more form. It takes on a form of consistency. A cookie consistency, if it must be. Okay, start from the bottom. Make sure you got your dry. Now is when it gets interesting. You want to add a cup of chocolate chips, semi-sweet. And let's stir. All we want to do is fold it in.
So is it kind of like sugar and all you want to do is stir? Okay, I got the dirty look, so I'll shut up. Again, a dirty look. I'm in the land of no sugar fans. Sorry, Jennifer. And whoever the other guy is, I don't know who he is.
Okay. Now, around here in my house, it is useless to make small cookies. So, I'm going to wipe the flour off of my pan, spray it with baking spray, not cooking spray, baking spray.
So what's the difference in a baking spray and a cooking spray?
Baking spray has powder in it, and cooking spray is olive oil, vegetable oil, whatever kind of oil you want it to be. See this? It's an ice cream scooper. When you get a cookie, you'll want a cookie. Put them about 2 to 3 inches apart, because these babies are going to grow.
And if you notice, we had pecans and raisins a while ago showing it to you. Some of my kids do not like pecans and raisins in the cookies, so we're making a half batch with and a half batch without. So we'll be adding those other ingredients in just a minute.
And this is supposed to make, if you make tiny ones, it's supposed to make 3 dozen tiny ones. But these, it's like when the doctor tells you you can only have 1 cup of coffee a day, and this is your cup of choice. It's kind of like that. Instead of 1 cookie, little cookie, you have 1 big cookie. And it's over with. Put it on a preheated 350 degree oven for approximately 12 to 15 minutes. Got it? Meanwhile, with the batter that we had left over, we're going to add maybe, I'd say that is 1/4 cup. Little pinch for extra wishes of whole. You can crush them up, whatever you'd like to do. And we will also use 1/4 cup with a little pinch
So
of
you're
raisins.
using kind of the swag method, huh?
Right.
Okay. For those of y'all who don't know the swag method, that's sophisticated wild angle guess.
And if you wanted to do this to the whole mixture, where I put in the chocolate chips a while ago, you would go ahead and add your pecans and your raisins. Now remember folks, this recipe is actually supposed to be a chocolate chip cookie recipe. But you can add anything that you'd like to after your dough is formed.
Can you put pineapple in it?
That is of solid. You cannot add liquids.
So no pineapples, no bananas.
Well, you could if you want runny cookies. If
Okay.
you're going to make a bar cookie, you probably could as long as it was drained.
Okay.
And we're going to wait on our chocolate chips, and then we'll bake these, which My mother used to make these straightforward, and she'd put a little bit of coconut in it, and she called them cowboy cookies. We'll be back to you in just a little bit. This is the versatile cookie recipe. As you've seen what I've done now I've added 1/4 cup of quick oats. I guess what I'm really trying to do, even though I substituted the sugar and used stevia, you could even get healthier, if there's a such thing as a healthy chocolate chip cookie, and use a 1/2 cup of egg beaters, because it's 1/4 cup of egg beaters is 1 egg, and I had 2 eggs in this recipe, so you could use a 1/2 cup of egg beaters. And you can use dates, you can use anything in it after your dough is mixed, because you don't want to mistake your goodies for lumps and beat everything out of your dough. So we have added the oatmeal.
Would you want to put some white chocolate chips in there too, or not?
No, I think as far as the chocolate, we're going to be good.
Okay.
So we're just waiting for the chocolate chips to get ready that are in the oven.
It's got some big old cookies going in there. Yeah.
I've decided to take the rest of my cookie dough recipe and put it into a pie pan. And people are going to wonder, what in the world is that on there? Well, this is one of those old-fashioned pie pans that are hard to find. This lever, after your product is done, will go up underneath your cake layer, or cookies in this case, and remove them from the bottom of the pan. So when you get ready to flip it, you don't have to worry about it sticking. So there's the remainder of our cookie dough. Okay. We want to take, and it's going to do some spreading on its own, so you don't have to really kill it. Just take it as close as you can. I'm going to take a spoon, a smaller spoon, and get that cookie that's sitting on the spoon. Put it in with the rest of them. And then you just take just barely touch the edges, because it's going that way anyway. And then you're ready to put it in the oven. 350 degrees, like the other one, the other batch of cookie, for 12 to 16 minutes. Cut off. Your cookies.
So how long did they bake?
They baked, I had to bake these a total of 16 minutes.
Okay.
And I took them out while they're still a little puffy, because nobody around here likes crispy ones.
Holy mother of God.
They look good.
These things are huge. Those are no more cookies.
They're monster cookies.
They're cookies on steroids, that's what it is. God.
And that's how you make monster chocolate chip cookies.
And then to claim.
And now we've waited patiently for the bar cookies to be done. Oh man, that's a good one right there. Okay, I'll set this down right here. See how awesome it's risen up inside the pan? Take the close that. Now sits on one big awesome cookie of awesomeness. And then, like Danielle said, you can take and spin this right here around to help coat it up from the bottom. Okay, so we decided to go ahead and cut it up. Well, then I set and run that little thing around the edges. Then flipped it over into a styrofoam disposable plate. Now Danielle's taking and cutting it up into probably 8 pieces, like a good old pizza or a pie.
There's your bar cookie.
Good deal. Great job.
Happy eating.
Happy eating to you.